What if you could create actually usable brand or product ads that look like a real agency made them? Because that is exactly what I did with AI. And in this video, I'll show you the whole process of how to go from a concept all the way to a usable creative ad. So the very first thing I'll make isn't a video at all. It's the story and the soundtrack. Most people skip straight into generating videos, and that's exactly why their ads come out looking cheap. If you try creating an ad without a story, your individual shots will not connect to one another. So it will look like a bunch of separate videos back to back instead of one connected brand ad. So I'll keep the story simple, and you can brainstorm this to whatever extent you want. Next, I'll create the background music for the ad I'm creating. I'll head over to Suno AI and click on Create from the left sidebar. I'll select the simple mode instead of the advanced and paste in my song description. Then I'll toggle the instrumental button in the bottom corner and hit create. And Suno gave me two versions to choose from on the free version. I'll select this one and listen to it. The whole song has a really nice beat to it, and it has the melodic style from the song One Kiss from Dua Lipa, which I really happen to like. I'll go with this soundtrack for my brand ads as well. So before I even generate the video, the story and the music are both done. But we need more than just these things to make a proper brand ad. So the pieces we still need are the ones that will actually show up on the screen. And before I touch a single video, I'm going to build every individual piece of this ad first, such as the characters, the office, and the product. And the reason I'll do all of this up front comes down to the one problem that ruins a lot of AI ads. If you just generate a character whenever you need one for a particular part of the video, you'll get a slightly different face for that character in different shots. For example, the hair will change and the clothes will change, and pretty soon it won't even look like the original person you intended. And the same goes for the product too. If the products aren't identical in every individual scene, it'll stop looking like a professional ad video and start looking like some random cheap AI generated stuff. So to fix this, I'll build a character sheet for every single element. Then I'll use that to generate the elements into the video every time I need them. And all of this runs inside a platform called Higgsfield. It's got every tool you need to make AI videos and images all in one place. The link to it is down in the description if you want to follow along. And I'll drop all the prompts I use down there too, so you can copy and use them if you want. And the specific tool we'll be using for all our elements is called Cinema Studio inside Higgsfield. So let me start with the main character. I'll open up a new project inside Cinema Studio. Then I'll keep it on the image toggle since I'm making the image first. Then I'll go to the model dropdown and switch it over to AI Cast, which is the one built for generating people. I'll set the quality to 2K and paste in my character prompt. Then I'll hit generate. As you can see, I've got a 3-part character sheet with multiple angles of how our character looks. Once I think the generation came out good, I'll click create element and save her as a character. Then I'll name her Maya. What this will do is turn her into a reusable element. So from now on, I'll just type at Maya into the prompt anytime I want her in a shot, and I'll get the exact same face every time, no matter what scene she's in. And this whole approach is what keeps our characters and product consistent across the video. Next, I'll create the second character. It's the exact same process as before, but the only thing I'll change is the prompt. This character sheet came out pretty good too. The features and the facial expression came out pretty much how I wanted. And in our story, this character plays our main character's boss. I'll also save him the exact same way I did before and name him Derek. Next, I'll create the location where our whole scene will take place. For this, I'll switch the model over to cinematic locations. Then I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. The location came out pretty good. I'll save this one as a location so the room stays the same throughout the whole video. Now for the product itself, which is really the main thing we're promoting in our ad. I'll switch the model in the same box over to GPT Image 2. Then I'll keep the resolution to 2K and set the aspect ratio at 16:9. Next, I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. Our headphones came out looking really high quality and very realistic. And for this product, I'll save this as a prop the same way I did everything else. And the last piece I'll generate is the end card, which will come at the end of our video. This is where everything we saved will actually start paying off. For generating the end card, I'll just type at headphones and use the exact same product I already made. Then I'll add the tagline into the prompt and hit generate. And as you can see, I got a matching tagline and background with our exact product shot. And overall, it looks really high quality. So now every character, the location, and the product are all built and saved. They're ready to reuse in any shot, and they'll stay consistent the whole way through. But these are still just images, and we need to actually animate them to make our videos. So now let's create our first video. But there are some problems to look out for first. A lot of AI videos look really cheap because people just type a prompt, hit generate, and hope it works out. There's usually no real control over the camera, the motion, or the overall mood. So you end up with something that looks very generic, and people instantly catch that it's AI generated. Cinema Studio fixes that because it actually lets you direct the shot the exact way you want it. And it comes down to a few settings that do most of the work. So let me set our first video up. I'll head into Upload Media and open Image Generation. I'll also check eligibility on the headphones, Office, Derek, and Maya. Then I'll bring in our saved elements. So the exact same female character, Office, and headphones all carry over. Now for the settings, which actually make it look cinematic. The first one is the genre, and it controls the pacing and how the camera moves. I'll set ours to comedy, since I want our story to be a little bit funny. Next is the emotion, and it's easy to miss. You can actually tell each character how to feel, so I'll click the smile mark under Maya and set her mood to joy, since she will be getting lost in the music in our story. Then there's the camera and style control. I'll leave that on auto and let it handle the sequencing. Next, I'll set the duration to 15 seconds, set the resolution to 1080p, and keep the aspect ratio at 16:9. I'll also turn off the audio, since we'll be adding our Suno track over the entire ad later anyway. Next, I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. Right off the bat, our video looks really good, and the cuts in the middle, plus how the character moves, sits, and performs her gestures, are very realistic and give off a high-quality feel. And this video is intended to be the arrival part of our story, where, as you've seen, the female character got to her desk and put the headphones on. So our very first shot is done, and it actually moves and feels like a real commercial. But one video on its own isn't going to work as an ad, and getting the AI to carry on from here to the next videos without everything being messed up is the hard part. The trick to making all of these videos feel like one continuous ad comes down to a simple setting. The mistake most people will make here is generating each new video on its own from scratch. When you do that, nothing from the last shot carries over, so the characters reset and the whole thing stops lining up. Instead, I'll point each new video back to the previous one I generated. That way, it just continues from where the last video ended. So let's build the second video. First, I'll head into Upload Media, go into Video Generations, and pick our first video we generated. Then I'll save it, and that sets it as the reference the new video builds off. Now I'll bring in our elements, and this time I'll add Derek to this second video, since in this part, the boss will finally show up. Then I'll set the emotions with the smile mark, just like before. Maya stays on joy, and this time I'll set Derek's emotion to rage. Everything else stays the same as the first video, so I'll just paste in the prompt and hit generate. And as you can see, the whole video looks really high quality, same as before, but at the beginning of the shot, there's a little glitch happening. That is not a problem, because you can always fix it later. Now for the third and final video, I'll follow the exact same process. The only things I'll change are the reference and the emotions. This time I'll reference the second video, so it carries on from there. And I'll switch Derek's emotion from rage to ecstasy. I'll also set our end card as another reference image to get the video to transition into it at the end. Then I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. Our final shot also came out looking really good, and the character movements and the way they dance are very realistic, and they're not glitching out. The one problem is that the end card itself didn't actually show up at the end of this video, so I'll just add it in myself when I stitch everything together later. Now the three separate videos play as one continuous story, from Maya walking into the office all the way to dancing with the boss at the end. But these are still three separate videos with no music or sound, so we need to put them together. So in the next step, I'll put all the videos together and add the sound soundtrack. First, I'll bring all 3 videos and the end card into CapCut. Then I'll put the 3 videos on the timeline in order and add the end card at the very end. Now the whole story plays through, but there's no sound yet. So then I'll add the soundtrack we created earlier. I'll start it right when Maya puts the headphones on, so the music comes in with her putting the device on and carries through the rest of the ad. Next, I'll add a sound effect to the second video. Right when the boss slams the desk, I want a sound to go with it. So I'll go to the audio tab, open sound effects, and search for a surprise sound. Then I'll place it on the exact moment so it plays right when he reacts. And right before the end card, I'll add a smooth transition so it flows into that final frame instead of just cutting to it. Then I'll export the video with the right settings. Our video overall turned out to be very good, and all the separate shots look continuous. Plus, the whole look of it is very realistic and high quality. You can also use this exact workflow to make a full cinematic ad like this, from start to finish, all with the help of AI. There's also a different kind of ad you can make with this, and it's a lot quicker to make too. And that option is actually a UGC-style TikTok video, like the type of ads you see when scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, where people talk about a certain product as they're using it. For this, I'll head over to Marketing Studio inside Higgsfield. It's built to turn a product straight into an ad, so I don't need any of the story or editing from before. First, I'll pick who will be in the video. I'll click the avatar button, search for the one I like, and I'll go with Gia. Then I'll add the product by clicking the product button. And instead of pasting a link, I'll hit create manually and upload our headphone images, so the actual headphones show up in the video. I'll keep the style on UGC, then set the aspect ratio to 9:16 and the resolution to 1080p for a short vertical ad. Then I'll type in the line I want her to say and hit generate.
Okay, these headphones are honestly a game changer. If you need something to help you focus at work, you need these.
As you can see, the video turned out very smooth and realistic. Honestly, if you showed it to anyone, they wouldn't be able to tell that this was AI generated. And because all of this is generated in one go, you can also create infinite variations of these types of videos using Higgsfield's Marketing Studio, and there's really no end to it. This same setup works for pretty much any product you're trying to sell, not just headphones. So sign up to Higgsfield with my link in the description and turn your own product into an ad today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.